Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Israel Brief, your home for the latest top stories from Israel every Monday to Thursday, brought to you by Lay of the Land and hosted by me, Rolene Marks. And if you are on vacation or holiday, as some of us call it, I hope that you're enjoying yourself, having a healthy and safe one. And if you are traveling, may you get to your destination safely. But before you settle down to relax, hopefully with a lovely cocktail, let's take a look at those top stories making headlines in Israel today. And we begin with the first phone call between our Prime Minister Naftali Bennett and the newly appointed Chancellor of Germany, Olaf Scholtz. In the conversation between the two leaders, Prime Minister Bennett congratulated him on becoming Chancellor, and the two spoke about the special relationship between Israel and Germany and the many areas of cooperation. They also spoke about the importance of preventing Iran from becoming nuclear, and Prime Minister Bennett invited the Chancellor to visit Israel soon. Staying with the Prime Minister, who returned from his historical visit to the United Arab Emirates, a statement released through his office announced that somebody on that flight, that return flight from the UAE, has tested positive for coronavirus. Now, the Prime Minister and his delegation were already in quarantine when they received the news and have done the required PCR tests, as well as followed all regulations and protocols and have updated the Health Ministry. The Prime Minister's office went on to say that the Prime Minister has had his 2 vaccines and a booster shot and is complying with all the regulations and rules. Now, we have been speaking quite a bit about a horrific event that took place on Oxford Street in London on the first night of Hanukkah last month. A bus filled with Jewish youth had arrived for a candle lighting event. It was very, very festive, and they were attacked and abused by yobs, hurling anti-Semitic abuse, banging their shoes on the bus and spitting at the bus. Now, the BBC, that's the British Broadcasting Corporation, the national broadcaster, in their broadcast, alleged that the youth aboard the bus had uttered racial slurs against the anti-Semitic crowd, who were largely Muslim. Now, media watchdog HonestReporting have lodged a complaint against the BBC, and the reason is simple. The BBC's allegations that some of the Hebrew aboard the bus was used to utter racial slurs. Now, several organizations, including the London Metropolitan Police, have forensically examined the audio and have found there to be absolutely no racial slurs. In fact, the translation of what was said aboard the bus was, "Call someone, it's urgent, get on, close the doors." HonestReporting have not only filed a complaint with the BBC demanding a retraction and an apology, but have also filed a complaint with Ofcom, which is the Broadcasting Complaints Commission of the United Kingdom. And we will keep you updated as the story progresses. And our final story has a really, really happy ending for some beloved primates. Yes, over 1,000 macaque monkeys who were in limbo because the institution that they were part of, they were bred for experimentation, was closed down by the Israeli authorities. But where to house our furry friend? Well, the Jewish National Fund, also known to many of you as the JNF, or here in Israel it is Kakal, Keren Kayemet LeIsrael, they have ensured that our primate friends will have a new home. They will be brought to the Israeli Primate Foundation Sanctuary here in the Ben Shemen Forest, just very close to where I am in the city of Modi'in, which will make the sanctuary the biggest primate sanctuary in the world. So we are thrilled to report a happy ending for these lovely, lovely monkeys. And those are your top stories making headlines. Don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. You can read all about the Black Eyed Peas, their recent concert here in Israel, the first that we've had in almost 2 years. It is also up on our Facebook page. We would love it if you help our community grow by clicking on the like or follow button and share our content. That way we get the stories that you don't hear in the mainstream media about Israel out to as many people as possible. If you are watching us on YouTube, our channel is The Israel Brief. If you are watching us, please consider liking, sharing our content and clicking on the red subscribe button. That also helps us get the news from Israel out to as many people as possible. And of course, we're on Twitter, so interact with us there. You can find us at Lay of the Land 5. So with today's edition of the Israel Brief, I'm Rolene Marks. We'll check in with each other tomorrow for those top stories making headlines right here in the Holy Land.